Hey guys, what's going on? So today I'm going to go through TriTrader Plus. It's a TradingView indicator that finds explosive triangle breakouts, and it's definitely a unique system out there compared to most of these other TradingView indicators. It's by the same guy, whose name's Ben Lozier, that does the OCP indicator. So if you've tried that one, which is also pretty good, it's a specific candle formation indicator. This one also works on basically these breakouts with candlestick patterns, which again is very unusual because normally people use things like RSD, MACD, moving averages, that type of thing, to make these trade and view indicators, and that inherently makes them very laggy compared to the use of like actual volume, actual price action from these triangle breakouts and from the like specific candle formations. So Ben doesn't have a finance degree. He's not got any fancy internships or anything. He actually has a bachelor's in criminal justice, of all things, and really just an obsession with trading since about 2016. So I've written this little review article. I'll leave a link in the description. It'll take you to this, and you can go through it and see what you think. There's also links here to go and purchase it at the best possible price available if it's something that you think will help your trading, which I suspect it will because it's really, really cool. So basically, what is the Trading View TriTrader Plus indicator? What is it? What does it do? Well, it's really simple. It basically looks for six triangle or wedge breakouts, and that's really all it does is it looks for those. It does it with a very high degree of precision, and you can see a couple examples here. So zoom in on like this one on the left, so like a little bit better. That one never quite hit its thing. So looking at the little pattern here, and I'm going to show you some real examples on Apple in just a few minutes here. But you can see we have this wedge, ascending wedge, and then a little arrow here. It's maybe hard to see. Zoom in a little bit more. So as the wedge breaks down, it waits for confirmation, then alerts you to a breakdown out of this wedge pattern. So this would be a short, so you buy puts, for example, on this, and it goes all the way down until it hits the profit target down here, which is the maximum profit target. So I think most people would be scaling out as this dropped, because this would be quite a gain if you were to take it with some put options, maybe zero DTE put options. So yeah, so basically it doesn't lag and it focuses on six triangle patterns, are the ones that Ben trusts the most, that lead to the most consistent follow through on the breakouts or breakdowns. So they have the highest profit potential possible. So in the article I've talked a little bit here about how it works, and I'll let you guys read this for yourself in your own time. Again, the link will be in the description below. Basically, he uses this thing called a trihex algo. It doesn't just scan for random shapes or random formations. It basically looks with very high precision for candle highs and lows with very high accuracy. Gives every trend line is clean, every angle is exact, and breakout triggers right on time. Again, like from what I've seen of testing this system, is I don't see any lag, I don't see any repainting, and I don't really see much noise in the signals either, so it's pretty good. So yeah, let me just show you a couple of things here. This is the landing page. So it's kind of high marketing hype. One algo, six explosive triangles. See how this breakout detecting algo nails moves before they explode. 25, 75, 76, even 150% gains. Of course, this depends on what options that you're taking, what delta and all that. So I'll leave a link in the description to this landing page as well, so you can go through it. It's really long. I'll show you how long it is. It goes on and on and on and on and on. It gives you a ton of examples and really explains what this thing does. And I'm going to explain a little bit more in detail in just a minute on a real chart. But you can see how long this page is. Here's Ben right here, just a normal guy. So his OCP indicator is good. He has a bunch of indicators. This one seems really good as well. I've been pretty impressed with it so far. So here's a good example of a breakout of a ascending triangle. So yeah, go through this page, see what you think, and then the offer's right at the bottom here, all the way down here. It's the best possible offer you'll get for it. Pretty good. All right, so let's look at some real charts now. So here we go. So this is today in real time. This is the 1 minute chart. You can see we've had one, two, three. Actually, this was yesterday because there's no signals today. One, two, three, four signals yesterday afternoon. So yeah, so yesterday, and just have a look at some of these. So hopefully you can see up in the top right here we have a little dashboard, and it basically gives you a color coding system for each of the triangles. You don't actually need this because the little arrow points up or down. So if you have the arrow, then you don't really need to know whether you go long or short. It tells you go up or go down. But this one explains the different colors. So you can see how we have different colors, like green for these two, red for this one, blue for this one. So blue is a descending wedge, and a breakout on the descending wedge is a long, so you'd go long. And you can see in this case, it actually worked out pretty well, pretty quickly, that we had this little green arrow here, and then it went up and hit the max profit pretty quickly, and actually broke all the way through and really did well. So that's the descending wedge long, and this is a good illustration of 2 or 3 of the different actual types. There's 6 in total, so this is half of the types you get. The red is a symmetrical triangle short. You can see a little red arrow here. We had this coiling, and it alerts you when to get in, and then bang, this went all the way down and hit the profit target down here really nicely. This third one is green, so it's the symmetrical triangle long. And there's a little green arrow here. It's hard to see. I'm not quite sure why he puts these bars on, these long colored bars. It's a little bit off-putting to me. This one did work a little bit, but it ultimately did fail, so you'd have to set your own stop pretty close underneath the entry price. It never reached the target maximum there. And really, you probably wouldn't have got much profits out of that. And then finally, this one here is also a symmetrical triangle long. You can see the little arrow here. And you can see that this took a steady grind, but eventually did get up to the maximum profit target right here. Obviously, you'd be scaling it as you go on this, as you go. So yeah, so those are the 3 of the main ones. I don't think there's been any today. No, none today on the 1 minute. So that's the basic idea. Basically, it finds triangles for you. It alerts you when there's a potential trade. It waits for confirmation, and then it gives you the signal as you want. So hopefully this is helpful. I think this is the thing I like about what Ben's doing is that they're more real-time, non-lagging based indicators. They're based on the price action from the candles, which is probably a lot more reliable than these lagging indicators that work on MACD and EMA crossovers and all this stuff. And the fact that they're actually working on a breakout is really kind of cool. So you don't have to look for these yourself. This will scan for you and tell you when these breakouts from these triangle patterns are happening, which is fairly unusual. I haven't really found many algos that do this, so this is definitely a kind of a new thing. And Ben seems like a really good guy. I talked to him yesterday on email, and I'm trying to set up a thing where we actually sit down and do a live stream together. I'm not sure if he'll do it, but I hope he does. So it should be pretty good to go through how he came up with all this stuff. Anyway, I'll leave the links to the landing page and to my little review article. Explains things again in case you don't want to watch the video again. Gives it everything neatly in this little review article that I wrote. I'm going to add to it as I take trades and things, and I'll talk to you guys soon.